how's it going? This week is Thanksgiving week, and for those of us in the US who celebrate Thanksgiving, we also know that that means Black Friday. And I'm planning a huge Black Friday party celebration awesomeness going on. And I want to tell you about it in a video because this is the first time I'm doing like a multi-day sale where things are different. So I just want to lay it out in video because I think it'll be a little easier. So I'm having a sale on Black Friday and on Small Business Saturday and on whatever the Sunday is called. I don't think the Sunday has a name. And on Cyber Monday. And there's going to be a different sale each day. And I'm really excited about it. So basically my philosophy is that I'm just putting everything on the absolute maximum sale that I can tolerate and not, be sending away stuff for free. And I'm hoping to just sell out of everything because I'm planning on doing a lot of new shopping in the new year. So some things will come back. So obviously the eyes, lots of the rattles, squeakers, things like that are gonna come back and I'll just buy new stock and that's fine. Other things are gonna be getting discontinued. So to give you just a little preview, a couple things like the woolly jumpers so those are the sheep mugs and everything. Those are super cute and I love them. You may know if you've been following the blog, had a super hard time getting them, keeping them in stock. I've had trouble with the supplier. Some things he's said are in stock and are going to ship tomorrow and then they don't. The last shipment I got, over half of the mugs were broken. And I don't like offering an inconsistent product and I don't like having a store where things are constantly out of stock. And they're also really heavy to ship. So those are probably not coming back, at least for the near future. So once they sell out, they're gone. So how's this gonna work? There are different deals each day. And so if you look below in the blog post, or if you're on YouTube, click through and see the blog post. I'm telling you which things are going on sale which day, but I'm not telling you how much they're going to be on sale that day. So it's a bit of like, a gamble. But it's worth it because they're really good sales. So let's say you're gonna have, okay. I've made this rule. Nothing will be more on sale the next day if you wait. So like, let's say it says, oh, Friday woolly jumpers are on sale. It's not gonna be the case that I'm just gonna surprise you on Monday and put them more on sale and you're gonna be like, oh, drat, I should have bought it on, I should have not bought it. I'm not trying to like, ninja you or anything. But some deals might be more interesting for you. So for example, if you're an international customer, I'm doing free shipping, and this applies for the domestic people too, but free shipping on Saturday for orders over $50. So that deal might be like way more interesting to you if you live in Australia and it costs me $20 to ship you anything than 10% off of, let's say like a yarn or a kit or whatnot. So I've told you what the, roughly what the sales are going to be. And they're grouped together roughly by category. So one day it's almost all of the inserts. One day it's going to be the yarny things, stuff like that. What else do I have to say? Oh, you are not going to be able to combine shipping orders. So if you place an order on Friday and then you place an order on Monday, pretty please don't email me and ask if you can combine those shipping into one package to save money. And I'm usually very understanding with shipping. I know shipping just like stinks. No one wants to pay an extra $5 when they could have gotten really cute stitch markers just to have the thing get to them. Coffee. But if last Black Friday is any indication, I get so many orders. And so just to give you an idea of what it's like when I get an order, it comes into my email, right? So I have this inbox that it goes to orders at Fresh Stitches and it's just a list. And it's pretty much, it's almost impossible for me to take one order and then like scroll through dozens and dozens or hundreds of orders to find this other order. And all of the shipping, like the shipping cart calculates everything ideally based on what you put into the cart that day. So it does the weight, and then if you have this weight of another order, then it has to go into a bigger box, and then I have to refund like your, $1.50. So I'm just not going to be able to do it. I really hope you understand. I don't think Amazon is able to do that either, and they have computers and staff working for them. So I hope people understand that. I'm not going to be able to combine shipping across various things. And I also can't do that for the Kit Club. Because the procedure involved in getting all of it together is really just too hardcore. And I feel like I make fewer mistakes if I just go one by one by one and make sure your order gets out to you accurately. So I mentioned Buzzword Kit Club. I'm doing this like in situ so you can see all the ball winding action, because I've been locked to my, if I haven't been making graphics for the sale, I've been winding yarn. So I sent out the Kit Club. Most of you who are in the club should have gotten it, unless you're an international person, and then it might still take another week or two, because that's how the postal system rolls. And the Kit Club subscriptions are open right now. So I listed a whole bunch extra, because I know a lot of people like to give Kit Club subscriptions as gifts, or maybe a gift for yourself. And so I've upped the limit, and as far as I know, they're still open and haven't sold out yet. So you definitely want to hop in on that. It's not going to be on sale. It's sort of just separate from the rest of my store. I've also been winding, this is like what I'm most proud of ever, is rainbow sampler packs. So this is 20 yards of 20 different colors, and they're all my favorite colors. So this is the rainbow side, and then the other side is more like a neutral palette. And they're so pretty. I've posted pictures of them on the blog, and right now I'm knitting a cowl. So this is the Either Way Easy Free PDF cowl pattern, and you can tell it's rainbowing, and I've added one skein of white yarn to it, and I'm just holding them together, see, like that, and knitting. Especially for this, I've put size 13 16-inch needles. See, these are big chunky needles that'll make your project go really fast. And you can also hold, I've been experimenting with this over here, you can also hold two different colors together of the same one. So like do the pink and then the red, knit, 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 and then you can do like the red with the orange, knit, 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 knit. Hold them together. Because roughly a worsted weight yarn like this held twice works up like a bulky, and you can use your size 16-inch size 13 needle, and it's super fast. I've only been knitting this for like a day or two, and it goes. What else did I want to say? Oh, okay, this is super important. Back to the Black Friday sale. There's a problem, but then there's a solution, so just hang with me. So if something sells out, pretty please, I have this new feature, it's called join the waiting list. So if something's sold out, so like let's say there's no more size 13 needles, you can say join the waiting list. I don't add you to the newsletter, I don't do anything, it just automatically will send you an email when that item is restocked. And so that's really important for two reasons. So first of all, and here's the little problem, but it's going to be fixed. So I am currently using way more server space than my server can handle. I've upgraded probably every year while I've been running Fresh Stitches, and I need to do another major get it to a new server thing. What happens then is that when things are really busy, like a sale, Black Friday, the website gets a little slow, and you may notice that. And so what sometimes happens is, and I don't know all the technical stuff, blah, 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 behind the scenes, something gets taken out of inventory twice. It never double charges you. It's not a problem on your end, but if someone places an order, the website's like waiting around or something, and he doesn't hear back from his friend in the inventory section, so he puts in another order and something will be taken out of inventory twice. So in the mayhem and chaos, it may say I'm out of size 13 needles, but in real life I'm not, and you have to wait for me to go back into the inventory and be like, oh man, this order was taken out twice, which I can tell as soon as I look at the orders because I get the same email twice, and I have to put one manually back in the inventory. And so in that case, if you had wanted one, it's in stock, I have it, and you would be notified that day when I put it back into the inventory. So that's reason one. And that whole problem is going to get fixed in January. I'm taking the site down for a few days and completely moving it to a brand new server that'll make us all really happy and not make anything slow. I even have to switch hosting companies. So I called my hosting company and they were like, whoa, your site is 9 gigs. And apparently that sounds like really big for a website. I don't know. My computer is like 160 gigs, so it doesn't sound that big for me, but a website, apparently that's big, so it has to be this thin. So that's just some weird little inventory glitch. Like I said, you never get double payment, you never get shipped extra, but just in terms of like what my stock looks like, that could be a little off. The second reason is I've done this in previous years and I can't often do it, but let's say like last year my eyes went on sale and they were like, oh my God, like I couldn't ship the eyes fast enough. And I called the factory and I said, could you get me more eyes in like 2 weeks? And they said, okay, we can do it. And so I ordered more and so I allowed the item to be back ordered and I gave it to you at the same price as the Black Friday sale. I'm not gonna be able to do that with eyes because I've already I had asked for a new order and they can't get it to me in time. But there are some items that ship to me more quickly. And so if I see the waiting list has 10 people on it, I can check with my supplier and I may be able to offer more of that inventory to you at the same price. But I only know if you're on the waiting list. Like if my waiting list is empty, I'm like, well, guess no one else wants any more of that. And so then you'd be missing out on the opportunity to get more of that thing that is now out of stock. So that's all I have to say. That's how it's gonna go. I'm so excited about it. I'm still restocking the store. So new things that have been added, I have added size 13 and already the size 8 that you need for worsted weight yarn knitting circulars. I've also added 9-inch sock needles, circular sock needles. They're my favorite sock needle and I stocked them in 3 sizes, so 0, 1, and 2, which are the most common sock sizes. I have rainbow yarn bundles. Those are fully stocked now, both in normal rainbow and pastel rainbow. I have the yarn kits, these are so time intensive. Let me tell you, they take like close to an hour for me to wind all of them because each little ball I wind and then I cut it and then I wrap it up and then I put them in their really cute little box. So these make great gifts, but they're as fully stocked as I like humanly can. I have boxes down here full of yarn that I'm just winding. I'm adding kits to the shop, so as many kits as I offer, I am getting in there monkeys, owls, gray owls, a robot, he's new. The eyes are, as I said, I couldn't get a new shipment. They're as stocked as they're going to be. Many of you might not have gotten the 8mm colors before. Those I had reserved for the mega sampler kit, but I was able to get slightly more of those earlier in the year, and so I put those in the shop individually. There's still some comic eyes available, and what other and the rattles and insert section is fully stocked. I got a fresh order, so there's squeakers, there's rattles in 2 sizes, there's sounds, so there's a record your own insert, which I think is really cool. You know, you can be like, I love you, Maddie, and then like she grabs the teddy bear, it's like, I love you, Maddie, and so that's really cool. Dog and cat noises, here, ready? This is my secret trick for when I'm taking photos with Maddie. I just go, it's cool, right? So that's the dog barking. And there's a cat. There's also some music buttons. And, one item that will be discontinued, I'm telling you now, is the polyfill pellets. So I think they're super cool and they're kind of hard to get sometimes, but they're super heavy. And they're not very expensive, and I think when you put the shipping together with how much they're like $4, and it probably costs the same amount to ship them. They haven't been super popular, and they take up a lot of room in my cupboard, which is another reason I discontinue things, because if it takes a lot of storage room, then that doesn't work out so well. One thing that will not be restocked is the Crazy Skeins because she told me she's shipping them today, which means they won't get, I mean, it takes like a week for them to ship these giant boxes, and so they won't get here in time. And I still have to match them. I don't know if you know, for each Crazy Skein, I dump the entire box on the floor. Well, I don't do that for each skein, for each shipment. I dump the entire box on the floor, and I look at each one, and I like find their friends. Because I know you want to do a project that uses more than one, and they, you know, randomly they do all look good together, but there's something special about having two that look like they were from the same, you know, friend station. So I match them all up, and that can take me kind of a really long time because I get all like angsty over it. Like, is that really his soulmate? I don't know. So those will probably not be available until like, I don't know, I would say December 5th or even that next like Monday, Tuesday. But other than that, almost everything I offer is going to be fully stocked and shipping. So you'll want to act fast. The sales go, I hear Maddie crying, which means we're at the end of my recording. Tim's watching her, don't worry. The sales go from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be posting a time zone, whatever, converter thing. So this is just, I'm scheduling the sales in advance, so they're definitely automatically happening. And if you're subscribed to my blog, you'll get an email that day with, and I'm going to schedule it to send out at like midnight. You'll get a day of what all of the offers are. You'll want to act quickly. So midnight Central Standard Time is going to be, you know, 6, 7 in the morning Europe time. Wake up, check your email, and that is, crap, what time is that in Australia? That is going to be kind of like mid-noonish time, so still check your email. And for you, the Americans can either stay up late or you can wake up early and check your email. I do recommend getting things as fast as you see them, because even though things are fully stocked, Black Friday is like super crazy. And I'm going to be spending time with my family on that weekend, and I will be shipping as fast as I can. So usually I have a 2 to 3 day turnaround time. There may be an extra day in there, just because I will be shipping the orders as fast as I can, and I hope everyone is really understanding about that, because there's only so fast I can ship. And some of those things, like Sunday, you know, they don't take packages anyway. So that's it. That's Black Friday. I'm super excited. I really hope you're excited too. These are going to be the biggest sales pretty much that I've ever offered, and definitely the biggest sales of the year. So you're not going to be disappointed, like if you buy it on Black Friday. I'm not having another sale on December 23rd to get rid of inventory or anything like that. So you want to get it and you want to nab it. A couple of items, well, one item is going to be 60% off. Whoa. Couple 50s, couple 40s. Everything in the entire store is going to be at least 10% off, and 10% is like a little bit, you know. Like I'll just let you in on a secret. These that take me like my entire life to wind aren't going to be more than 10% off, but most things are in the 20 to 30 range. So that's really exciting, and I hope you join us, and I hope you get a really good deal. See you, and happy Thanksgiving.